Hey guys, Cynic here from the Amada Studios team, and in this video I'm going to give you some quick tips to talk about our game systems and mechanics to help you with this upcoming stress test. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. In this part of the video we're going to be talking about the auto buy system, how you can enable and disable the system, and how it works. In this part of the video you'll see that the gadget is finishing her base, and upon finishing her base, her gold is removed and an item appears in their inventory. This is because she has the auto buy function enabled, which is on by default. So if you would like to remove this function, or if you'd like to just know that it's there, you can open up your shop, and at the top of the shop it will have an auto open function and an auto buy function. You can turn them both off, but they're both on by default. What the auto buy function will do is it will buy from left to right your essential items and then into your late game items. It will only buy from the recommended. It will not buy consumables. This part of the video we're going to be talking about blink. Yes, you heard that correctly. Predecessor has a blink, and I'm going to explain to you how it works. Okay, so as I said before, Predecessor has a blink, and the way this works is that you will press, by default, the number 4. You can change that in the keybind section under the keyword blink, and the way it works is that you will press your selected keybind, in this case default 4, and you'll be presented with a targeted spell. And once you confirm with the left mouse button after pressing your selected keybind, you will flash a short distance, and the cooldown is 5 minutes. Everybody has a blink. So we have a crest system as a starting item, and I just want to go through quickly and explain how they all work and how you can upgrade them and what upgrading them does for you. Okay, let's start with the Titan crest, and the Titan crest is mostly built on offlaners and junglers. And they mostly are played with like Rampage, Steel, Sevarog, and there are 3 tiers. So you have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1 and tier 2 are passive items with stats. Tier 3 is an active item with stats. Once you upgrade it to tier 3, you'll go back to base and you'll be able to pick between 1, 2, and 3 items that you can upgrade into that become active items. You can obviously go ahead and read which ones you like and try them out, but the way you would stack it is that after taking damage, heal 15 plus 1% of the maximum health, and once you restore 400 HP, you'll upgrade to tier 2, and then you have to do the same requirements from tier 2 to tier 3, and every single crest has different requirements, but we'll get into the next one. So the next one in line is the Warrior crest. Warrior crest is mostly used on Grux and Chimera. And it has the same tier system as Titan, where it has 3 tiers, but it has a different way of stacking it up. So this one is dealing damage to enemy heroes, jungle minions, or killing an enemy target. Once you meet the required stacks for tier 1, it'll upgrade to tier 2, and then once you meet the required stacks again, it'll upgrade to tier 3. Again, same as Titan, both tier 1 and tier 2 are passive items with stats, and then they'll upgrade to tier 3 where you can pick one of 3 items and they become actives. Again, up to you which one you choose. So let's talk about Rogue crest. Same as Titan, same as Warrior. It has 3 tiers, only this time it has a different way of stacking. Rogue crest is stacked by dealing damage to enemy heroes / jungle units with abilities. It will restore 5 HP. Killing an enemy unit will restore 10 HP, and upon hitting 400 restored HP, it will upgrade to tier 1, and then the same thing to go from tier 2, and it's the same thing to go to tier 3, and then you'll be presented with 1, 2, and 3 active items that you can choose from. So now we move on to the Marksman crest, and just like the other crests, it has 3 tiers, but again, this time it stacks another way. So this way is hitting auto attacks will restore 1 HP. Killing a unit will restore 10 HP, and upon restoring 400 HP, you'll be able to upgrade from tier 1 to tier 2. And then the same thing to upgrade from tier 2 to tier 3. And then once you get into tier 3, you go back to base, and you'll then be able to pick between 1, 2, and 3 active items that your crest will upgrade into. So now we have the Magician crest and the Occult crest. The reason why I'm putting them together is because they stack the same way. Speaking of stacking, dealing damage to an enemy hero or jungle minion with abilities. And also, killing an enemy unit gives 10 stacks. Once you reach required stacks, you'll upgrade to tier 2, and then you do the same thing to go to tier 3, and then once you get to tier 3 you can pick between 1, 2 and 3 active items. So now we have the support crests, and we have consort crest and the guardian crest. The consort crest is mostly used for range supports, and the guardian crest is mostly used for melee supports. They stack the same way, so every 30 seconds you gain 1 charge. You can only hold up to 3 charges at one time, so make sure that you're using them and keeping an eye on your charges. The way that you expend these charges is by dealing damage to enemy heroes, enemy minions, or enemy structures. You'll be granted 40 gold for every charge that you expend. You will need to be within 3,000 units of an ally to trigger a charge. And also, when you have this item, you will gain diminishing returns if you start last hitting minions. So you can't take this off lane and think that you can gain a lot of gold by doing it, because 1, you won't have a teammate in range, and 2, you'll gain diminishing returns, hurting yourself in the process. So make sure you're only buying this on supports, and make sure you're using it near allies. And make sure you're hitting things to gain gold and gain stacks to then upgrade it to tier 2, to tier 3, and then to your active item. Once you hit the tier 3 active item, you will no longer need to hit enemies to gain gold, as your passive gold will be increased. So Hunt is a system in Predecessor that acts like an auto smite, and let's talk about how that works. So Hunt is only bought on junglers. Do not buy this on any lane player, because it will punish you for gold income. The way it works is that unconsumed, while it's in your inventory, it will do a 400 auto smite, procs on auto attacks on epic jungle camps, meaning red buff, blue buff, fangtooth, mini prime, or prime. So when Hunt is consumed, you will see on the left hand side of the screen that it will say Hunt consumed when you've killed 30 jungle minions. The item will then vanish from your item slot, and it will free up a slot, and your auto smite will go from 400 to 1100, again triggered by auto attacks. This only affects epic monsters. So I hope you liked that video. Again, it was very short, very quick, very brief about some of our systems within Predecessor. If you guys have any more questions or would like us to go more in depth, you can join our Discord below, and we're more than happy to help you with any questions that you have. Hope to see you guys in the stress test. Until then, see you next time.